You guys want to go get some DESSERT? Yeah, dude, I need me a TREAT.
What you guys talking about?
Yeah, why did you guys just spell dessert?
No, shut up, don't say it.
Why?
Oh god, how do we tell you this?
Simon can't spell.
What?
He can't spell, so when we talk about something he wants, we spell it out loud so he doesn't get too excited.
He's a grown man. He can't handle hearing the word treat.
Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
Oh.
Okay, what is happening?
We told you he gets excited when he hears the word TREAT.
What you talking about?
Taxes.
Oh, shucks.
What, so you guys just treat him like a toddler?
Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
Oh.
Dude, you gotta spell if you're talking about FOOD.
Okay, so are we getting an SNACK?
Snack? Oh, come on,
Oh,
man.
dude, really?
Oh, come on. I spelled it. Well, he knows how to spell snack.
So he can spell snack, but he can't spell treat?
Treat?
No treat!
Treat?
No treat!
Treat?
No treat!
God damn it! Okay, he's getting fussy. It's time for an NAP.
Yeah. What does NAP spell? Party.
German sips with a grin so wide. Pogs on the table can't hide his pride. Creator in the corner starts to glare. Madness sparks and hate fills the air. Stack 'em high, a tower of luck. Germans winning, it feels like pluck. Alice Matt's fury, a brewing storm. Visions of pogs in every form. Pogs are spinning, tables turning. Alice Matt's eyes with fierce fire burning. Germans' laughter echoes loud in a world that's pog-bound proud. Matt sees and he's mad insane. Eyes on fire, can't take the strain. Pogs and pieces drive him to pain. His patience snapping like an old chain. And he's mad insane. Eyes on fire, can't take the strain. Pogs and pieces drive him to pain. His patience snapping like an old chain. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Alas, my fumes can't take no more. Pogs and slammers hit the floor. It's not about the game you see. It's about what fun could be. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann.
I feel like that intro, actually, let me put the mic closer here because I got a bunch of stuff in my way. But I feel like that intro is inappropriate for these streams, but I haven't had an opportunity to make new intros, which I would like to for these streams to differentiate it, A, from the indie comic outlier stuff that I do, and B, it's because these are like, I guess, monsters themed streams. So it seems inappropriate to open up the stream with song in a video that's supposed to be mocking me, as a chat likes to do often, which is mock me. Helmut, I sent you the link if you want to join. If you can't join, I understand. I can do this solo, but I sent you the link. But let me just quickly say hi to the chat. Plungecast in the chat. How's it going, Plungecast? He's going to be listening I guess, driving. So have a safe drive, and hopefully I can keep you entertained. JV Styler, haven't seen them in 20 years. Yes, we're going to be talking about them. Uh, looks like my camera's looking good so far, so that's good. But I have the Blu-ray, and this is a great film, and we're going to be talking about this and sharing my thoughts and your thoughts in the chat as well. JV hasn't seen it in 20. Oh, you got the lenticular cover. Nice, nice, nice. I didn't know they had those. Well, I'm sure they do. I mean, I had a lenticular cover for the Batman Begins DVD, which I sold it years ago because I bought the Blu-ray collection of the Dark Knight trilogy, which I don't know why I didn't keep. I should have kept it. You know, now I have it in mind to keep any DVDs or VHSs just because of the art. The art is great. So, Wilhelm scream. Yes, this movie is laden with lots of Wilhelm screams. So, if you're a fan of the Wilhelm scream, I can't imagine if you're not. But if you are, there you go. Oh, look, Guidance Room's complaining that YouTube is finally putting you in your place, Guidance Room. So, accept the correction. Accept it. Because it's about time. It's absolutely about time. Just Call Me Hand says, looks like the D word listen to K. Is KSS even in the chat? Oh, there he is. Wait. There he is. Okay. There's a reason I have two kingdoms. I only know you only have one kingdom. Where's the second kingdom coming from? Where's it coming from? I don't see it. Well, thank you for remembering my birthday. I appreciate it. There's that at least. There's that. Yeah, so I officially changed the name to the Monster Monday Moratorium. I think that was what we agreed upon, right? Am I allowed? Am I allowed to have that title? What's up, Elasma? Them is a solid flick. It's a great flick, and we'll talk about that as well. As I have somebody in the back, so let me give him his intro. Well, I don't know if it's his intro, but we'll call it Ed intro. So why not? I will eventually be. Well, I'm trying to get this. There we go. I will eventually be trying to get better intros for these Monday streams. But
hello
there.
We have
an abuser in the chat. I just have to document this because people think that I'm making this shit up. No, he's an abuser, and when it comes time for me to serve him, these are going to be recorded as evidence. So that's why I highlighted his comments. KSS brings up a good point. He says we could have watched it, Terra from Beyond Space, and then them. It's like watching Alien and Aliens. He's already jumping ahead, but there is a lot of correlation between them and Aliens. But before I go into that, I said, how you doing, Helmut? So, do you have anything you want to start with before you proceed?
I'm good. We could have also watched Phase 4, by the way.
Is that the one with the fish?
No, that's with the ants.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because there's actually a couple of movies with ants. There's that one, and there's Empire of the Ants with Joan Collins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a Burt I. Gordon movie. You know who Burt I. Gordon is?
Not that familiar, to be honest.
Well, you remember the movie The Amazing Colossal Man, War of the Colossal Beast, and Earth versus the Giant Spider?
There are so many creature features and stuff like that out there.
Well, he did those movies, and if you notice, his initials are BIG, so that probably will indicate that's not his real name. But he did a lot of sci-fi films featuring giant-sized monstrosities. So, Mystery Science Theater 3000 did a few of his movies in the second or third season of their show, I believe. So,
I have to look that up. But when I rewatched some scenes today to get in the mood for the stream, I got reminded of a lot of other movies in the same vein, like Phase 4, like Day of the Triffids, stuff like
there's
that.
a lot of them was very so. Them is a very influential movie. It came out in 1954. That was the same year that Gojira, the original Godzilla, came out. It was also the year that Creature from the Black Lagoon came out. So there was a lot of really superior radiation-themed sci-fi movies that came out in that year. And them if you're a fan of Aliens, this movie's exactly like Aliens in many ways. It's got the flamethrowers, it's got the spooky shots, it's got the visual cues that if you have seen Aliens and you watch this movie, you're like, oh wow, that looks very familiar. Them is the best of the 50s giant insect flicks. If that 50s gave us a giant mantis, it gave us a tarantula, the aforementioned Earth versus the giant spider. But yeah, it was definitely the best. And they haven't made any action figures with them, but I figured let me just take out my Kamacuras figure. If you ever seen Godzilla versus not Godzilla versus the Son of Godzilla from 1967. If you just these giant mantises. So I figure for this presentation, I will show you guys just to flex a little bit just here the giant mantis from that movie from Godzilla, Son of Godzilla. So this is an old band, I figured. But I was gonna try to watch the movie before the presentation just because I love it. I think I'll watch it after the presentation, but it's definitely I've seen it like multiple times in the last year. That's how much I love the movie and how superior as a film it is. But before I begin, what are your thoughts on it so far?
The movie in general, or
yeah, them.
It started the creature feature, and it was one of the first, if not the first one, who did it, and it did it good atmosphere, good story. It takes a long time till you see the first monster.
I think it was the first of the giant insect monster movies.
Yeah, because
yeah.
Tarantula is from 1956,
Yeah.
and them, or how we call it in Germany, Formicula, is from 1955.
Speaking of Formicula, so one segment that I want to do, which I didn't do for my previous streams, which I'm going to start doing going forward, is looking at international posters for these movies, because that's like a whole segment onto itself. So here we see La Humanoid Peligro. That's the Spanish poster for them from Spain.
Aye.
La Humanidad en Peligro. That means humanity in danger. So that's that is the title in Spain for them. And then you have the French poster. De monstres attaquent la ville. The monsters attack the village, or they attack life. I think that's what it means. But yeah, that's the poster in French for them. And then there's the this is the German poster, Formicula.
Yeah, and I know why they called it Formicula.
Oh, let's hear it.
Because it's the movie Tarantula debuted before this movie in Germany, even though it's older than Tarantula. And Tarantula sounds like Formicula. So they used Formicula to marketing it as a Tarantula-like movie in Germany.
Interesting. Here's the Mexican lobby card for the movie El Mundo en Peligro, The World in Danger. You can find a lot of these lobby cards. Well, not a lot of them, but if you go to the thrift shop, you might find a lobby card of an older classic film. This is from Mexico. Here's the Japanese poster for them. Don't ask me what it translates to because I don't know. But yeah, remember this came out the same year that Gojira came out. Here's an alternate poster from the United States. So, and this is the Italian poster right here. Assalto alla terra. That simply means assault on the earth.
Yeah.
And this right here is the Belgian poster. For my Belgians in the chat, demons, atomic, that means, of course, that means atomic monsters, atomic demons. Because apparently in my chat, people don't acknowledge the existence of them. So, yeah, F you, Jabba. F you, okay? F you. I'm trying to be educational here. So F off. Carol, be nice tonight. Be nice, Carol. Today's the day to be nice to me. Be nice. KSS is trying to start a young Clint Eastwood. He's in it for about 2 minutes as a fighter pilot. Same Clint Eastwood also had a cameo in Revenge of the Creature as a fighter pilot. You don't see his face, but he was uncredited in a short role as a fighter pilot. So Clint was doing all these short roles and the cameos before he got his first starring gigs in the 60s. So that's how you
This
start out. You
movie
start
has
out.
also a cameo of a very famous actor. Did you
Was it
know?
Leonard Nimoy?
Yes, Leonard
Yes.
Nimoy was in that movie. Yeah.
Yes, he was. Well, I forgot which part he played, but yeah, it is one of those blink if you miss it. But yeah, that was
One of the
first appearance.
Marines or some of the soldiers. I don't know exactly.
Yes. Now I'm seeing people saying hi to Carol. Carol, this is an opportunity for you to be nice, to go along with the program, and just be a part of this community. We are family here. We're building something here. We're fighting the culture war. We don't need to. Jabba, don't be patronizing. I'm trying to be serious, Jabba. Do what the Mexican tell. You know what? We're looking at the Belgian poster for them. We passed the Mexican poster, Jabbage. You're late already. You're already derailing the stream. Stop it. Stop it. See, look, now look who's being violent again. Can the Belgians get some respect here for once, please? To my Belgian fans, I don't mean for the hate to come. These people are bastards. They're hate mongers. They're bigots. They do it to me all the time. We share the same spears being chucked at. So I'm a kindred spirit with you Belgians. So you have a home here with me. I promise. So yeah, that's the Belgian cover for the let's see here. Oh, here we go. I boomed for a second. There we go. Stop sharing screen. So the movie begins with a mystery. They see these two cops in the desert, and they find this little girl wandering by herself, mute, looking like she's in shock. And then, oh wait, KSS wants to correct me. Okay, so this is the kind of racism I have to deal with when people try to correct me. Pure racism. You got it backwards. You got it backwards. In Return of the Creature, Eastwood is a nerdy scientist. Tarantula is a fighter pilot with his face covered. KSS, I treat you like a father sometimes, but this ain't it. This really is not it. You need to be nicer to me, like completely nicer. You're offending my friend Helmet here. He's a guest here.
What?
He's esteemed. He's reverent, and he's trying to give class here. And you're totally undermining him, KSS. And the rest of you people in the chat need to be nicer and pay respect to my good friend and esteemed guest on the
panel. Yeah. Respect me, please.
Can we agree that in 1954, Joan Weldon was a hottie? Oh, yeah, very classical beauty. And something missing in our entertainment today is classical beauties in our entertainment. So I totally agree, 100%. And she's actually, that was a good portrayal that she played. She was a scientist in the movie, still feminine and still pretty portrayed in a very respectable light. People talk about how the 50s didn't portray women the right way, and they were subservient and stereotypical. I'm like, no, that's not the case. It all depends on the story. And in the story, she plays the daughter of a scientist, and she herself is learning to be a scientist, and she's instrumental in discovering the creatures. And the plot moves along wonderfully when it comes to that, and it unveils to the characters as it unveils to us the mystery behind these creatures. Let me pull up my overlays as I tell the story. So I mentioned, where is it? The girl in the beginning, who they find, and when they manage to get her to react to the poison that the ants carry, and we don't know that they're ants yet. Like the movie doesn't tell exactly who or what she's afraid of, but she smells the acid and it shocks her into consciousness, and she lets out this scream, and that's where the title of the film comes from, when she cries out "them." So the cops, after having enlisted these scientists, then they go out to the desert to the scene of the crime, same place where one of the cops is killed early on in the movie. And the unveiling, the way the movie unveils it, and the dialogue is very informative, but it's entertaining the way it's delivered. And there's some seeds of humor and character development because the characters actually are well written. They're not bland. They're pretty well written. Is that a young Anna? I don't know. Maybe. Could be. Actually, you know what? It checks out. Well, shit, you're right. It does check out. Wow. It does check out. Wait, what do you mean by get more angry, lose hair? I'm not angry. Mango, this is righteous indignation. You people confuse anger with righteous indignation. See, Helmet's you all silenced Helmet to silence because he's afraid now to speak because you kind of coming here with such antagonism, such violent rhetoric and hatefulness. I'm here trying to give y'all information about the movie so you guys can be informed and be inspired to want to watch it. But no, you want to come in here with bloodlust and spears and everything, and it's like and nooses. It's like you really don't want to be a part of the entertainment. You want to just hate me, harass me, hurt me, and then put it onto my good friend Helmut, who's a pog lover, but still he doesn't deserve the hate.
I'm innocent.
You don't need this. That's the thing. Like you're here of your own volition. Wait, D word Nasser.
Oh, fascist Kirk.
Whatever do you, whatever do to you, Kirk? I've nothing but kind to you. D word Nasser? What the hell? What does that mean?
Maybe it's because NASA's doing the same we do with Mark Pellegrini on another channel.
But I'm not Nasser. I'm me. I'm an esteemed member of this community.
Yeah,
I have reverence.
Yeah.
Wait, so Kissa says that kid is Newt 1.0. That's a good analogy. You know, she doesn't have the same presence on the screen that Newt did in Aliens, but it's definitely a good analogy. So
she looks a little bit like the actress for Wednesday Addams in the old Addams Family.
Oh, Dirty Fenner says, "What is wrong with the kid?" Well, this is the scene where she's shocked to consciousness after her family slaughtered by something unseen, and the doctor proceeds to make her sniff some of the acid that we later find out to be is one of the weapons of the giant ants. That shocks her into consciousness because she recognizes what it is. So, wait, Job says, "Thank God, testifies deity. That's what you become. Become what? Become what? Happy, successful, relevant, important." What, Jabby? What? I'm sorry that Jabba's doing this to you, Helmet. You haven't been able to speak because Jabba wants to be harassing and totally like abusive. Violence. Oh, F you, Carol. F you. You know, F you. Ban Carol. Carol's banned. She doesn't get a 3-strike go. She's one and done. She's banned. Banned. So that means you can't talk to her no more, guys. Don't reply to her. Don't read her comments. She's banned. Wait, what was I saying? Oh yeah, with the ants. So then there's that iconic scene when one of the ants pops up from behind the hill in the desert during that sandstorm. And this is done with animatronic. And the animatronics even today, like those look pretty impressive. They're life-size animatronics and move pretty well and very spooky. As a matter of fact, there's a couple of shots in the movie that shows the full body shot of the animatronics. Here's one shot right here. 1954. 1954. Helmut?
Yeah, it looks definitely better than his successors, which used real animals and put them in a.
You're talking about Empire of the Ants and Phase 4. Empire of the Ants uses what do they call it? It uses man, I'm at a loss for words right now. But they shot real ants and then superimposed it with live actors, so it looks very clunky. Speaking of like footage, let me go and we're gonna see a trailer from another trailer. We're gonna see the scene in the desert. All right, we're gonna offer a little commentary so that we don't get copyright struck. There you go. So this is a scene from the desert. This is the and look how it plays up the intensity upon the reveal of the ants. There it is appearing behind Joan Weldon. And you can see this is right when they were trying to discover, like not discover, trying to finally get to the answers of what it was that was actually killing the people. So that was a life-size prop. Oh wait, did I even share it?
Nope.
I did not share it. I boomered it. Yes. Okay. It's okay. That's why the commentary is important. So I'll get back. There we go. All right. So let me go backwards and show it again. Because, you know, the hate with people like Jabba is so strong. It's so strong. They want to derail the stream, but they can't derail it. I won't let them derail it. They can miss me with that. Oh, yeah. So there's the ant coming up. Behind Joan Weldon. Wonderful reveal as it goes down. And right after they discovered the footprints match what they believed to be a giant ant. That's an iconic shot right there. So yeah, so I was saying before, that is a full-size prop. It's a full-size prop of the ant. These amplified recordings of tree frogs for the ant sound effects. Fun fact. Oh, I believe that. Yeah, and it's almost like when they use like lions and tigers for the roar of King Kong. It's not unheard of to use different types of animal roars for certain creatures on film. It's actually brilliant, and this sound effect was reused in 1957's The Black Scorpion, which was special effects by Willis O'Brien. Speaking of King Kong, he did the special effects for the Scorpions, and it used these sound effects in some altered form, though not exactly 100% live, but it was done with an altered form. But it's very recognizable. No, Hen, you're actually not too young. This movie is very ahead of its time. I'm actually gonna watch it after the stream. I'm gonna sit down and watch it again because I love this movie and I do want to balance my work with entertainment. I'm short on entertainment. Speaking of entertainment, I'm gonna just quickly do this before we get back to the actual review of the movie. But I have here a second proof copy of Beast Citizen Road Warrior Drake. I guess I should put the light on for this, right? Nah, I'll just use the there we go. So this is the second proof copy. You can see how thick this book is. 149 pages of action, fun, and entertainment. And the artwork looks great with the texture, and it fills every page up. And this is 100% excitement and fun and comedy, all rolled into one in 149 pages. I most likely maybe getting the copies to start fulfilling this week. If not this week, next week. But I want to get back to entertaining myself and reading more books and watching more movies. Now that work is done on this book and I'm currently working on the manga version, I want to be able to get back to doing more film watching of them and other movies and reading more books as the year progresses. So tonight I'm going to watch them. Even though I've seen it already, I'm going to watch it again because it's just a good movie to watch at night. So can we hear you make the sound effect with your mouth? Says Kirby. I am not going to put myself in a position, Kirby, where I get exploited without getting paid. If you want me to make that sound, you're going to pay me because I'm not going to be exploited and put out there as a stereotype to the whites who think they can do that to me because I'm a fellow pop. I'm not doing that. It's not happening. Helmet, why are you being there silent and letting these people hurt me? I protected you when it came at you, but why are you just sitting there letting them hurt me?
That's your chat. I'm not in charge.
But you're a guest. You have a voice. See, look, Mango's upset with you. Look, you want to address this comment here?
How did I betray you? We can talk about La Chiesa in some other upcoming stream. I'm sure Lesmet would love that because he likes that movie. I know that.
Okay, first of all, Carol, you can miss with this CG comment, number one. I am not. So you can miss with that. That's number one. Number two, I've already seen this movie hundreds of times. And I'm going to watch it again after the stream because I'm going to. I love this movie. I've watched it many times. I've seen this movie. I know what it's about. I know the shots. I've done it. I've done the work. I've seen it, KS. I've seen it multiple times. It's not like a Halloween 3 where I had to watch it before the stream, or Dr. Caligari, which I also had to watch before the stream. This I've seen many times. I know it from front to back, so I've seen this
Wait,
movie.
what? You haven't seen Caligari before we talked about it?
Only a few scenes here or there. It was the first time I watched it front to back.
Well,
So
that's surprising because that movie is very old.
no, listen, I didn't see Metropolis myself until back in 2003 when it was reissued with the new footage. So I watch movies when I can, and that's how I operate because there's still so many good movies I have not seen. There's so many that I've seen and some I've seen so many times, and there's some that I have not seen yet. But that's okay. So let me scroll down to the chat for a second. Racism, pure racism, and just more racism. Okay, let's go back to the clip of the movie. So as I eat my hot dinner, good. I know I couldn't wait.
Get the other antenna! Get the other antenna! He's helpless without them!
Okay, so there's offering commentary so that I don't get struck. I shouldn't get struck. This is commentary. Fair use. Fair use. Fair use. Yeah, this is the scenes in the desert were very atmospheric. This is a great movie to watch in the late night. So I definitely, if you have time to watch it, put it on at nighttime. Get something cool to eat or drink, whatever.
Did you know that this movie was planned in color and 3D? But they couldn't get it along because of technical difficulties. Sorry.
So if you ever see the movie and you see the title actually appears in color. And what Helmut said was true. They were trying to do it in color, but due to technical difficulties, they settled for black and white, which was a great choice because it's better in black and white. It's very moody and atmospheric in black and white, and this movie needed that. So that was best that it stayed in black and white.
But there are several shots where you can see that it was intended for 3D. For example, all scenes with the flamethrowers.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
they come from an angle that would be very good for 3D scenes, and also the scenes when the ants come up front, like in this scene that you showed.
Right. Yep,
would be tailor-made for 3D effects.
That's true, and especially in the scenes in the caravans, definitely has appeal for 3D. Actually, speaking of the scenes in the caravan, I'm gonna pull up a shot. Because I talked about the parallels to Aliens, so and there's a couple of shots in the movie that are very, very similar to Aliens. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find it.
The flamethrowers, by the way, were authentic from World War I and were handled in the movie by real soldiers. So the guys who handled the flamethrowers in the movies weren't actors; they were soldiers, actually.
Which it's surprising because I don't know if they had well, I'm sure they had clearance, but I know that there are some laws in books that you can't appear in uniform if you're an active member of military. So let me see. Here we go. Okay. Well, this is a shot. I'll show this. A shot in the end which reveals the queen aliens. So very spooky. And there's the eggs right there. So if you can see some very extreme similarities to Aliens.
What are you eating?
This is rice with red beans and um I don't want to say hot dog. I think it's bratwurst, maybe bratwurst. I think we'll call it bratwurst.
Wieners, Vienna sausage.
Not Vienna sauce. Not Vienna.
Oh, you really are Bohnenfresser, my friend.
I am. Guilty as charged. Tim Olsen says it really is better in black and white. Oh, 100%. The darkness in some shots. It's just a really moody film. It really just adds to the horror of it. And it's just as much of a sci-fi film as it is definitely also a horror film. Make no mistake, it's definitely a horror film. Only 3 ants were made, System Olsen. So they made like 3 props. And I know we're kind of like ruining the illusion, but you'll notice in many of the shots in the movie, they only had up to 3 ants per shot. So they wouldn't have more than that. So it's because they only made like 3 props. So you don't see more than 2 or 3 in one shot.
Today we laugh about those props because they look very outdated, but they really got an Oscar nomination in 1955 for best visual effects.
I mean, I guess scientifically the props are kind of outdated, but this as monsters, they're still pretty spooky. Like I think they're still well made considering. Yeah, that's those are the queen ants right there. Jabba says, I've been recommending your channel to people to people struggling to stay. Fuck you. Flamethrower job was my job before the use of flamethrowers were outlawed in use in war, says Kirby. Henry Bemis, Elasmat is eating our souls. I'm allowed to eat. You guys really hate the fact that I survive. You really hate that I survive. Or that I'm happy. You hate that I'm happy. I'm gonna tell you right now, I like being happy. You can't stop me. The meal of the comics artist. Yes, this is true. This is very true. I'm not eating cereal, Jabba. This is rice. This is rice. Fucking guy. Freaking guy. Can't have a conversation about the movie about Jabba being all hateful and so weak. What the hell is this? Why do you type this in my chat? You know this is gonna get me banned, right, Jabba? This is gonna get me banned. I want banned. This is banned. Jabba's banned now. He's banned. And so is Guy in his room. You know, I didn't say Guy in his room, but now I'm going to say it. You are banned again. Tonight you're banned again. So, well, Carol, Jabba, and Guy in his room are banned. So, guys, if they type in the chat, don't reply to them, don't acknowledge them, they're banned. So, do not say hi to them. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, why did you guys say I'm not eating cereal? I just told you this is red beans with rice and something that looks like sausage. What's wrong with you people?
Mr.
I'm not that much of a poor. I'm not that much of a poor. I mean, I can afford hot food. I can. Double banned for that? No. You're not double banned. You're just banned. There's no joy in saying that I'm banned, triple banned, double banned, hallelujah banned. No, you're banned. Just
look,
banned.
the witch lover is here.
Oh, it's Jabba. Yeah, I mean Jabba. It's Raptor. Yes, Raptor is uploading now video clips of his streams on his channel to chase the algorithm and to grow his channel. So head over to Raptors and look at the 2 videos that he uploaded from his last stream, which he streams late at night. So many people miss his streams, and some like me catch the replays when we can. But there's a lot of gold in those streams that to go through 6-7 hours of content would be a chore for some people. So clipping them is a nice segue to that. It helps build this channel, and you can still see the clips of those streams that are pure gold. So
the lousy reptile is now going the route of the dog lover lady. He's a clipper.
oh no, yikes! There's no secret, beer like Billy. There's no secret. I tell you when you're banned. You're done. You're banned. That's it. There's no secret. No secret. SpaghettiOs a little. This is real food. I like SpaghettiOs. I like Chef Boyardee, but no, this is straight from the resources into the oven, cooked and delivered to me. Okay, this is not from the can. Well, the beans maybe from the can, but no, everything else is cooked fresh. So I'm not that much of a poor you people. Stop it. Stop with the people. Stop with the stuff. Stop with everything. Lord Clipper, Jesus, hail coming in the world. Hail, 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 hail. So yes, hail. Hail. That's right.
Desmond, what's your favorite peanut butter brand?
My favorite peanut butter friend?
Brand.
Oh, brand. Oh, that's a good question. I am partial towards Jiffy, although Peter Pan makes good peanut butter too. But I did try the organic peanut butter one time, and it's very liquidy. Like it won't spread rapidly because it's so liquidy. It runs and it's annoying. I would love to eat.
You like crunchy peanut butter or the plain one?
Definitely crunchy.
Crunchy. Okay.
Yeah, I think
you know that peanut butter is still to this day highly unpopular here in Germany.
Which one?
Everything.
Oh, wow. Oh, what's the story behind that?
It's not much used here in Germany to cook or to use on anything else.
You don't make peanut butter sandwiches over there?
No. Germany is a huge jam nation. My mother does it by herself. We have a huge garden and do some jam with different fruits. And honey is also very popular here, but no peanut butter.
I guess I have to try organic peanut butter again because the one I got was very runny, but she says not all of it is runny, so I will have to give it another shot because I rather eat organic, and that peanut butter was delicious, so I'll have to give it another shot. So
why are white American women using so much peanut butter, Lasmet?
I don't know. I look. I'm eating red beans and rice and something that looks like sausages. Okay. I don't know how peanut butter came to the conversation. I'm trying to eat food.
I just thought you are some kind of expert in peanut butter because you have a head shaped like one.
You stop it. You're a guest on my panel. We're talking to them from 1954. You're not here to body shame me. I'm your host. Respect me. Okay? I'm a comic book creator. I make comic books, so respect me. Revere me. I'm important.
Okay. Calm down. It was a joke.
Tell me to calm down. I have feelings and I matter.
So it's a friendly banter. You know how we roll.
By the way, you have a question in the chat.
Lady Shadowban, have you ever had a peanut butter and jam sandwich? If not, you are missing out. No, in fact, I had never peanut butter and jam sandwich. I can count on one hand when I tried peanut butter. It's not much, really. I'm sorry. It's like I said, it's very unpopular here in Germany.
I'm gonna mute myself for a second, so just say something.
So I'm all alone here, and the peanut head is eating and watching me with his 56K modem. Ancient internet technology, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that grainy picture of that disgusting man eating Reese's cereals and telling us he's eating beans with rice, which he is not. And his dogs are gay, by the way. I'm sorry, Jabba, I can't I can't miss out on this special moment with you guys. Him muted. I can talk about anything I want to.
Hold on. I want to address this for a second. Comic artists' importance that they reach. I'm important. Comic artists are important people. We make the world move. We do. How many people do you know can sit on a live stream for hours and rant and rave about other creators and make money? That's important. That is important for a community.
Bring
I'm important.
the Todd McFarlane example that you always use when people are nasty to
Comic
you.
McFarlane does not sit on a live stream for hours bashing other creators. Just because he makes a lot of money doesn't mean he's actually no, he's reverent. He's very, I take it back. He's reverent. I should be more like him. So yes, treat me like you treat Tom McFarlane because he's my peer. We're in the same community, and we have respect. So treat me like he's me because he is me and I'm him. We're kindred spirits. God. What's wrong with Chef Boyardee, Henry Bemis? What's wrong with Chef Boyardee? And this is not Chef Boyardee. This is freshly cooked rice with red beans and sausages. Okay, this is not from a can. This is cooked by Lady Shadowband, and it's in my bowl. So,
Are you a good cook, Lasmet, or is it only Lady Shadowband who has to do the kitchen chores?
you should ask her. I made a kick-ass spaghetti with meat sauce yesterday with chopped onions and tomato.
Oh, some bolognese.
So what now?
Bolognese with ground beef and onions.
Sure, we'll call it that. I guess that's what you call it over there. Sure. Yes. Hold on. I'm just catching up on the chat. Okay. I don't know why people say my internet's terrible. I'm looking at it on the YouTube side. The internet looks fine. It looks fine. And you don't need to see me because all you need to do is hear me. Is this stream found footage movie? No, it's them from 1954. 1954. I'm skipping a lot of the chat because I am behind. Looks like again, but I have an active chat. What can I tell you? People respect me because I'm relevant. They can do that. Yes, I can't. God, this is why you're banned. This is why you're banned because I can't cook spaghetti and I do a good damn job about it. Okay, I do a real good job about it. People get fed because of me. So yes, I can make really good spaghetti. Enjoy your banned status, guy in his room. Such a banned bastard. Damn it. Okay, now we have a relevant question from KSS. Thank you, KSS. Thank you for keeping the conversation about them. I'll ask my question. If them came out in 1954 and Gojira also came out that year, why are you using the camera the doctor shot? Fuck you! Fuck you!
Oh, wow. That was an intelligent dick.
No, it was not. That was insulting to the conversation.
Hey, you have to be nice. It's his birthday today.
That is true. It is his birthday. But no, I'm using the lamp light. That's why you people are being all nasty with your comments about my camera. I'm not using the living room light.
Yeah, but your camera sucks ass. It looks like a really crappy commercial for deviled ham spread from the 1960s.
Now I'm taking my camera off. Fuck you all. I put my camera on because
which brings me to the question: did you do some commercials in the 60s for deviled ham spread? Because I saw a very ugly child doing that, and it looked exactly like you.
I wasn't even born in the 60s. What are you talking about? I was born in 1978.
I can't tell from the quality of your camera if you are 20 or 120 because your camera is such a
So that's what I think. I know I am old, Mango, but I'm not that old. I'm not that old. This is irrelevant to the conversation about them. But
guys in the chat, look up Mason Reese commercials and tell me if that fucking ugly kid doesn't look like elasmid.
No, it does not. Don't you dare! It does not. It does not. How dare you? Wait, let me look it up. Okay. Here we go. What is it? Mason Reeves?
Mason Reese, yes. The child actor who did a lot of commercials in the 60s.
Let's see. In the 60s. Wait a minute. Not this kid, right? Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. You son of a bitch. Are you talking about this kid here? This guy?
That is you. Oh, God.
How's that me?
It looks like you. But with hair.
That does not look like me at all. No. This is not true. Raptor, this is not true. No. Disavow. It's not true. Hey,
And that
Hispanic
ugly
version of
child
Odd
also
Doppelganger-
talks like you. It has the same voice as you.
So anybody CBR wants people to remember that I'm going to be at Heroes Con this summer in June. I'll be there down North Carolina for Heroes Con, which is going to be a big hub because a lot of people are going to be there. A lot of interesting folks are going to be there. So if you're in the North Carolina area, come check us out at Heroes Con. I have a table there. And I'm sure a lot of interesting people are going to be keeping an eye on the events over at Heroes Con.
Do people still ask you for autographs?
No one has. Well, actually, believe it or not, when people buy my books, they do ask me to sign it. So there's that.
No, because of
I
your
wasn't signing copies.
work as a child in those commercials.
Oh, you know what? You I will never invite you to stream it ever again. Ever. I was gonna answer KSS's comment, but thanks to you, Helmet, I'm not gonna now. I think Kirby's more right here. I think he's absolutely right.
No
one asked you, Jabba. No one asked Jabba. No one asked you. Nobody asked you. This is false, KSS. You know this is not me. Wait, do we have a Raptor Jr. in the chat? Wait, what the hell? Oh, wait. Raptor, is your baby loose? Hen, Raptor, whichever one is in the chat, take your son back into the corner. This is not a kid stream. He shouldn't be here. Put the baby back in the crib. The baby back in the crib. Oh, Carol wants me to tell us how she got me to sign her book. I'll tell you how, Carol, because you flipped your table at me. You were violent. You had weapons, and I did it under duress. That's how that happened. She brought the table in like nothing. It was awful. I was afraid for my life.
Yeah, but the more important question is, how did the Underwood chicken spread taste?
Oh no, we lost Helmet. Oh man, bad connection. Oh, welcome back, Helmet. Welcome back. Tell them what I wrote. I don't remember. Look, I signed under duress. I don't remember what I wrote. It was under duress. I think it just said, "Please don't ever come near me again." I think that's what I said. Don't come near me ever again. Wait, Raptor's kid got it. Oh no! Oh no! Damn! Raptor Redemption are coming. Oh no! Oh. Oh no! Now he's denying the kid. Damn it, Raptor! You got a runaway child in the chat. You got to fix that problem. This is a lie, Carol. This is a lie. This never happened. That never, ever happened. This is a lie out of the pit of hell. That never happened. I told you it didn't happen. I did not write the Quaff rules or last night rules. That never came out of my hand. Ever. I can't believe you're putting that in the chat. I can't believe you're putting that in the ether space. You can't
Hey,
speak shit into existence because it will happen.
the chat still knows that they can send super chats, and you have to read out what they send you. Do they?
I monetize now. They have to pay me now to say something ridiculous. They can't just demand shit of me. Have you not figured out that I have relevance? I'm important. I'm very important, Helmet. Did you know that?
Yeah, and as a good friend, I offer to read them out in German also. All
I don't know how
super
I feel about
chats
that.
that are now coming in, I also will translate into German and read it in German.
That doesn't. I don't know. That's very. That's troublesome.
Why?
That's troublesome. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel some level of betrayal with that one.
I just wanted to help you a little bit, Lesmet.
Oh, okay. How about this? How about this? Getting back to the film. Were there any restrictions in Germany regarding this film that you know of?
No restrictions. The only surprising thing I found out is that Tarantula showed up way before Formicula in Germany.
I think yes. This is for Formicula because he keeps calling me a jerk. Formicula, you are Kansas. You are Formicula.
You meant censorship with your question, Lesmet.
Yeah. If there was any maybe censorship or anything that was altered from like the American version.
No, nothing.
I mean, it's definitely not a violent film, so there's no. Well, most of the violence is off screen or implied, which is a testament to how the film executes its monster scenes. Because there's no real visual violence that occurs. It's all off screen, but it's so well handled that you can picture it in the in your mind, especially the scenes in the first act with the cop. Wait, what is it? The jerkiest? I don't have Alzheimer's. I don't have Parkinson's, Carol. Stop weaponizing Parkinson's. People don't like that, so don't do it.
We haven't talked about the fact that this movie and all those monster movies from the 50s are basically a synonym for the Red Scare, communism, and atomic war.
So I only talked a little bit about it. So yeah, so I mentioned that in 1954, that was like the year where a bunch of radiation themed horror sci-fi films came out, like with Gojira, The Creature from the Black Lagoon, and this movie. And yeah, the 50s was a very politically charged time in entertainment. That was during the McCarthy era, anti-communism sentiment, and in the films, and most prevalent in the sci-fi films with aliens of all kinds. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It came from space. There was It Conquered the World. So a lot of anti-communist sentiments, and I'm all for it. By the way, I like. I'm not. I mean, I don't like communism. Actually, I hate communism because communism is a great evil. It is responsible for the deaths of millions of human beings in the 20th century, and this was an evil that the leaders in the 50s recognized, especially with Stalinism increasing during that time. So it was a way to wake up people and say, hey, you know what? This assimilation is just not. It's not going to work. There's no such thing as assimilation in society. When you have varying cultures in society, one culture tends to win out as a dominant culture, and that culture eventually takes over as the culture. And there was the sentiment that if communism was allowed to spread, it would totally derail and undermine the constitutional republic of the United States. So what better way to bring that into the public zeitgeist than to do it with giant ants and aliens from outer space?
Yeah, I mean, 50s were a special situation here in Germany with the Iron Curtain directly on the front door. and divided country, not only ideology wise, but also fact wise, with a huge ass wall dividing Germany into two countries.
Oh, that became East and West Germany.
Yes, exactly. Normal Germany and deranged, retarded communism Germany.
Now, which part was the communism part? Was it the West Germany or East Germany?
East Germany, which was called the DDR, die Deutsche Demokratische Republik, the German Democratic Republic, which was under Russian control, and West Germany, which was under control of the Brits, the French, and the Americans. So we had the direct clash of capitalism and communism here in Germany, especially in the 50s.
Okay, yeah. It was definitely a big thing here in the States. Carried into the 60s. So, and of course, now today in our entertainment, communism has pretty much taken over various forms of entertainment in our society. So, we probably should have listened to McCarthy and just hammer down the communist disease that has infected not even just entertainment, it's in our education. Our schools have it now. It's in our laws. Our laws have it. People don't realize it, but a lot of our institutions are actually communist based. And I know we're kind of derailing it a bit, but this conversation led to it because communism is an objectively evil thing. You know, and
Yeah,
it is. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's a grave danger, and if you look into history, how many people died because of that ideology?
Millions
It's
died.
way more than National Socialism.
Yeah. So you can imagine in the 50s what they saw that made them act the way they did regarding the anti-communist sentiment. Considering that decades later, what we know now was like, ooh, terrible. Now Kirby has something to say. Kirby says it was taught. The hell out of here. It was thought McCarthy was wrong, but looking back, that could have been propaganda. Oh, it was propaganda. The expression that is the victors write history. History is written by the winners. So our textbooks today are written by people with an agenda, of course. So they alter history and put a spin on it. And look, granted, propaganda either way is still propaganda. So I'm not saying that one propaganda is good and the other one isn't. Propaganda is still propaganda. But the anti-communist sentiment did give way to a lot of great movies, a lot of warnings about assimilation, because there is no such thing as proper assimilation society. Once a culture enters into another culture, at some point it becomes about domination and conquering. There is no nation in the world that has ever had successful diversity and successful integration of cultures and thrived. The only country that's tried that is America, and look where we're at right now. Look what's going on. Look how divided our country is because of it. But that was the sentiment that was being expressed by the filmmakers in the 50s and 60s. Not just filmmakers, but comic book writers were doing this with obviously with the return of Captain America, among others, and TV shows were putting out the dangers of communism.
Trading cards like Mars Attacks.
Yes. All of that is she says, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to need some examples of what you talk about in our education system. Well, the public school is a communist system because that was one of Karl Marx's 10 planks of communism. The idea of a public school is based off of communism. So that's a perfect example. LRG, Raptor's son says, my dad says communist is why we can't have nice things, but it's also because we're poors. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Your dad spends way too much money on fancy coffee.
Social emotional learning is communism, says Guy in his room. Yeah, a lot of the social engineering is communist based. So That is a very good point. Even though Guynism is banned, because I am a communist. When it comes to my check, I am communist, and what I say goes. And Guynism is banned, but that was a good point. So I have to acknowledge that even though he's banned from the banned dimension, he did bring up a good point. So. And then there was the 80s. There was a lot of anti-communist sentiment in the 80s during the Reagan era. I was thinking about go ahead.
More in action movies than in horror movies. Then it shifted into the action movies.
Yes, because in the 80s it was about masculinity, machismo, and masculinity.
Yeah, and you had studios like Canon who profited off of that sentiment. They found Jean-Claude Van Damme. They found Chuck Norris. They did those great anti-communist movies like Red Scorpion with Dolph Lundgren, for example.
Oh yeah, Dolph Lundgren and Chuck Norris. So yeah, and we're deviating a little bit off topic here, but it's a fun conversation. It's a good dissertation to have. Like to sit down one day and actually really research these movies and really get a better feel for the sentiment of the time.
You could, if we would come back to the horror movie genre,
yes,
we could come back to that because the horror movies in the 80s also had some moral stances that could be anti-communist. Don't have sex before marriage. Don't do drugs. Stuff like that.
Yes. Yeah, the horror movies were used as a means to keep people straight and narrow and not become fornicators and sinners. Yeah.
Yeah, just watch who dies in those movies the first. The guys who have premarital sex, who do drugs, who are assholes to other people.
Yeah.
Those guys get killed off pretty quick in 80s horror movies.
Yeah, the 80s horror movies were definitely a big morality play, one big bloody morality play.
And they also were kind of prophetic in regards of the fall of Rome type situation we are now in. Just look at Sleepaway Camp and the message that lies in this movie, which says transsexual individuals are brain dead and retarded and you can't trust them and they are maniacs.
It's funny that movie treated it as child abuse. Isn't that amazing? It treated it as child abuse.
Yeah. And it was kind of prophetic. Watch that movie and think about the situation we are now in with those kind of people.
So Mango says black guys die first, racism. Mango, I am trying to undo this. As a POC, I am undoing that and becoming a premier POC in this space. So this is why when you throw your Chucky spears at me, you're undoing that. We have to reverse it and help me become a leader in this movement. So you have to stop with your chucking of spears and just help me get to the finish line alive. Don't unalive me. Help me get there. Oh wait, Guidance Room just came out with a very important point from the band circle. You may have just nuked my channel because we're not supposed to talk about that thing. So, well, maybe your accent hit it. So yeah.
Oh, those kind of people, yes.
Yeah, because they're protected in this website, so we can't really. I mean, I kind of do, but it doesn't matter. If I'm nuked, I'm nuked. You will never see or hear from me again. And you whites in the chat can be happy and proud. Celebrate. I watched 80 movies just to see boobs. I know you did, Mango. I actually believe you.
To be honest, the last met a lot of us did.
I'm gonna sound like a prude, but believe it or not, as a kid in the 80s, I was always taught that was bad to look at. So I would always look away in a way because I was taught that was bad and I didn't want to go to hell. So it wasn't.
I always liked tits.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate the female body, but in the live action films, even I knew it was kind of like exploitive and not cool, so I just didn't. I looked away when nudity ever came on a movie at the time when I was a kid, a boy. So. I was being moral, guys. I was being moral. I was being moral. That's why you stay in the band circle. Stay in the band circle. Don't ever come out of there now. But so yeah, that was a quick little dissertation of 50s sci-fi horror movies. Sci-fi movies that played on the Red Scare and McCarthyism. So,
Did
this
this
movie.
movie
Go ahead.
did this movie get a remake?
So apparently there is talks of remaking it, and my personal belief is I don't know why, because with aliens and various alterations of that theme, it doesn't make sense. There's no way that a giant ant movie could work today except as a spectacle. See, this movie when it came out, there was a lot of reflection of its time that helped really add to the story. You know, the female scientist, which is a subversion of men populating the space, that was done pretty well here. The police officers, the role they play, there was just so many things in the movie that worked that I know they wouldn't do it in today's climate, and it would just be a girl boss probably fighting the alien, the ants, and I don't know if it will work that well. I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm just giving you my opinion, but I don't know if remaking them, considering that radiation themed movies are not a thing anymore, would be a relevant thing. But what do you think?
Creature features today, I think, wouldn't work. I mean, there are a lot of those sci-fi channel CGI schlock creature
Oh, from
movies.
Asylum? Oh hell no, those are bad.
Yeah, Sharknado and shit like that.
Oh,
But they are not treated as serious movies. They
they're
are
not. Yeah,
shown.
they're not.
So I don't think it would work. They are pretty much the child of their generation, and that were the 50s and the 60s. And I think you should let it be that way. That's also why slashers don't work anymore. Slashers were a 80s and 90s thing. In the now climate that we are living, doesn't work anymore, and it's incredibly gay when they try to do something like that.
Slashers wouldn't work because it would have to involve portraying women as very vulnerable, and that's something that they don't do in today's films because it's considered sexist. And also, the slasher films also work because of the sexual content again, which is being minimized in today's film circuit. So all you have is a bland movie with some weirdo in a mask going after men and women with a knife. It's like boring as hell. Like I was never a fan of the slasher film movies. I thought they were generic as hell. I always preferred creature features. Can be curious that the cell phone also killed much of the horror plot lines. That is true because a lot of the horror films rely on mystery and unknown, being in an unknown spot. And with our cell phone, we pretty much can get anywhere we want because we have information in our hands. So a lot of the mystery is easily removed. So there's that. So that is a thing too. You know.
I think an interesting take on that was the movie Cloverfield.
Yeah. Oh, Cloverfield's a great movie.
And they used a lot of sequences when people used their phones to film what's happening, and it was an intelligent idea to implement in that movie.
Yeah, no, it worked very well with that movie. Jabba says the last good slasher was Scream. I didn't hate Scream, but I acknowledge that it was a big hit, and it did redefine the horror genre, even though it became the very thing it was supposed to redefine. But yeah, I mean, it was. Go ahead.
it was also kind of a goofy deconstruction of the slasher genre with all the fourth wall shit and the fourth wall character that explains all the shit. I liked I Know What You Did Last Summer a little bit more than Scream because it did take the movie and the premise more serious.
I actually agree with that statement. I think I liked I Know What You Did Last Summer better than Scream.
Yeah, Scream was always kind of goofy to me. I didn't take it that serious, and I Know What You Did Last Summer was a very, very a very 80s movie in a sense.
Wait, hold on one second. Hold on. Okay, time out. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. See, this is why you're banned, Guy in His Room. You have the Criterion edition of Spice World?
Hey, that's interesting. A Guy in His Room. Who's your favorite Spice Girl? I want to know.
Wait, are we seriously having this conversation in my stream? Is this a conversation we're actually having?
Yeah, of course.
You dare have that conversation, and I got mocked for playing this?
You stole my heart, you intercepted it. Now you're gone, have to accept it. Did I meet your mom too soon? Or did I do what I always do? Yeah, we made it to the 50, and then you kissed me. We made it to the 40, a new love story. We made it to the 30, and you did me dirty right then. You put the end in tight end, and as I touched down, just like you in a game, I'm in another town, and nothing feels the same. Wish I could go back when we met that day. Oh, whoa, and throw a flag on the play.
You're not
hope you're
really
happy.
comparing Taylor Swift to Spice Girls, do you?
So let me just make something clear here. We are all honorary Swifties here. When you come on this panel and you come on this chat, you're an honorary Swiftie, whether you like it or not. So you don't bring Spice Girls into
Disavow.
what?
I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. Don't call
You
me
are a Swiftie now, whether you like it or not. You are a Swiftie. I told you on this channel I'm a communist and you're a Swiftie.
No, I'm a Spice Girls fan, Esmet. That's way better than a Taylor Swift fan.
Okay, Helmut, where are you right now?
I'm sitting in my living room in Germany.
No. I mean, where are you currently? On which part of the internet are you in right now?
Huh? What do you mean?
Which part of the internet are you on right now?
I'm on your stream, you doofy.
Exactly. You're on my stream, and I said I'm a communist here, and that means you're all communists, and therefore you're a Swiftie. So you have no choice. Spice Girls conversation is not allowed here because it offends the queen of the Swifties. So you can't do that. It's not allowed.
I could have known that you are a communist because communism is as retarded as your peanut-shaped head.
And Student of God says, Scary Movie was way better. So yeah, you know what? Yeah, that was the parody of the parody.
Yeah, and it was fucking funny. The first one and the second one too. Yeah.
Scroll down more in the chat. I'm behind here. Let's see here. Scroll down more. Okay, let me have this one from Ken says. He says, Scream, I Know You Did Last Summer, urban legends are all bubblegum, teeny bopper fake horror. They are terrible and they offer no real reconstructive answers. I tend to agree. I do. They show stuff, they show kills, but outside of that, it doesn't really add much to the horror genre. It's becoming the very thing it was meant to mock. So I don't know. So Lady Shadow Bands, I just realized how bad her voice sounded in that clip. There are many better singers. So actually, that's not really her. That's an AI rendition of Taylor Swift. So that's not really her. That's why I'm able to get away with it because since it's AI, there's no copyright claim on it, so I'm good. So anyway, long live the Misfits, says Tim Olson, the creator of Melvin #4. So let's see.
So you still haven't answered who's your favorite Spice Girl and why is it the black one?
Oh no, she's hot. I like that's some sporty Spice. Is that her or is that Scary Spice? What the heck was her name?
Which one? The black one?
Yeah, the black one.
That was Scary Spice.
Yeah, I liked her, but I also liked. You know what? It was a toss up between her, Baby Spice, and Ginger Spice. I think I was more of a Ginger Spice person. I like.
Yeah, me too. Like I said before, I like big tits, and the red-headed one had the biggest tits. So there you go.
For those that just joined us watching a review of them and hearing instead of Spice Girls talk, I apologize in advance. Just go backwards to an hour and you'll get the actual content you were here for. Let's see. Henry Thune says dinner time. Enjoy dinner, Henry. Appreciate it.
Guten Appetit, Henry.
Kirby says, ha 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 ha. I think I read all the ha's. Yes, kids, I fixed it. Sporty Spice is the leg one. The one Shane. Oh God! Oh God! Oh, I can't get that out of my head. Oh shit! I can't get that out of my head now. You know what's going to be interesting, right? Shane is going to be at Heroes Con. So will I.
He is? Oh my God!
So it'll be very entertaining, interesting.
But don't bring your dogs to Heroes Con if his wife is there.
Oh God! Oh, I disavowed that racism. It may be true, but I disavowed that racism. So, okay, Jabba, you're banned. So I'm. Oh, this is why you're banned. That's why you're banned here. That's why he's banned. Jerry Hollowell is Ginger. Yes, that's why I said that. It was a toss up between Scary Spice, Baby Spice, and Ginger Spice, but ultimately I went with Ginger Spice because I thought she was overall just prettier. I like gingers. I tend to like gingers.
The black one has a child with Eddie Murphy.
Oh wait, Andrew, is this real? Well, you mean the image of the ant? Yeah, this is from them, from 1954. That's a shot from the movie. That's a scene where the ant comes out of the tunnel that they built, and it's carrying a human rib cage, indicating that it's eating entire people. Shout out to the 20 people that are watching. Hail to the 20 that are watching that are sticking around for. They probably came for them talk and they're hearing Spice Girls talk. So I apologize in advance. It just happened because it got derailed. So Tay Tay is Psyop is the best. Tay Tay Psyop is the best Tay Tay. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Is that Mossad talk, Helmet?
Because Taylor Swift is an astroturfed entity who isn't natural and didn't become famous on a natural way. That's what Angela meant.
I think a lot of these celebrities became famous unnaturally. I think many of them were chosen and selected to become famous. So
yeah, if you put it that way, you are right.
It explains a lot of the musicians, quote unquote musicians.
Yeah, you mean all those rappers and hip hop idiots? Yep. Nobody knows where they are coming from.
That's exactly what I was referring to. So, yep.
Or fucking human garbage like the Kardashians.
Yep. Now the streams went down even further. Now the entertainment value has gone on further. The relevance value has gone down further. So, Raptor, get your kid. Get your kid. Get your kid, Raptor. I told you this is not a kid stream. So get your kid. Put him to bed or something. This is unbelievable. I'm not running a daycare for these fucking witch kids. Put them to bed or something. Am I wrong, Helmut? Am I wrong?
I don't know where this kid is coming from. From one day to another, it's there, and nobody knows why.
That's why I have to put the gauntlet down. Enjoy this prop from the movie. Then this is behind the scenes of one of the props that was used for the movie. One of three props because there was only three that were constructed for the movie.
That looks better than it is in the movie.
Well, I think this was before they added all the hair and everything.
Ah, okay, yeah, the fuzzy stuff is missing.
Yeah, the fuzzy stuff. You sir are a pisser. The fuzzy stuff. Now, honestly, like maybe like a remake would be good if they actually um did more of like the lifestyle of the creatures. Because with technical limitations, you couldn't do so much with the ants' lifestyle. You couldn't show them as they're working because it would imply a lot of technical effects, and they didn't have the man. They could have done it, but they needed the manpower, which they did not have during that time. So, which is understandable. Here's an example right here. So here's one of the behind the scenes shots right here. You can see the guys behind the creature and how they're moving it and animating it. So it looks like about 3 or 4 guys just to help move those animatronics, and they use about 3 of those. So you can imagine at least 12 men were needed just to get the creatures to move and to operate.
Yeah, I wouldn't remake it in today's climate. It would be all about climate change and shit like that. And
Oh yeah. Oh, the wrong kind of. I mean, propaganda, but still, climate change propaganda. Look, here's the thing. I don't mind personally. I don't mind environmentalist type movies because there is a legit fear of our environment being wiped out with the industrial complex and things like forest fires, which we know how they start, but that's neither here nor there. But forest fires, things like that. Those there is a legitimate threat to our environment, but not because of things like climate change. That's not scientifically accurate. But I don't mind like movies like this being used to bring awareness to the environment. I mean, this movie was done that. Like the whole radiation thing was the reason that these creatures came to be. So there was a clear message about environmentalism. Man-made environmentalism, like real man-made environmentalism. In this case, weaponry, radioactive weaponry that we have made to kill each other, and instead it was used to make these ginormous monsters. Yes, no.
yeah, but the danger of an atomic war was very imminent in the 50s.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is during the Cold War, there was a genuine fear that the U.S. and Russia were going to go to all-out nuclear war, and that's why in the schools during this time they would train the kids to go underneath the table in the event of a war, and it is kind of silly that you would think that going under the table is going to help you from nuclear fallout. It's not, but that's how they trained the kids back then to be prepared in the event of a nuclear fallout. I guess it was just, if anything, to protect them from the shattered glass. But
I mean, people back then used toothpaste with uranium infused and shit like that. They were stupid as fuck back then.
naive, very naive. That is arguable. Sure, they're very naive, especially with what you know now.
The major point that I wanted to go to was that every horror movie is based in its century. So that's why creature features like that wouldn't work today, because it's
Right.
not the theme doesn't fit. If you would make a horror movie about the Great Replacement today, that would work pretty good.
So what Hellman's saying, and I agree with him, is a horror movie has to be culturally and socially relevant to its time. So the fear of nuclear fallout isn't a dominant fear in at least in the United States. It's not as much of a dominant fear. I think the bigger fear in the social political climate would be things like riots, race riots in particular. Those are legitimate fears. The invasion also is a legitimate fear. So the invasion angle is still something that you can exploit in a horror sci-fi setting because it's still a very real threat in this country. It's actually a threat in every country in this globe today with the Great Reset.
Yeah, stuff like 1984 or Soylent Green, but in a horror theme would work today.
Yeah, I think so too. But I wouldn't trust it in the hands of the mainstream because they'll fuzzy the message because they're the ones pushing this Great Reset.
No, all you can see, especially in horror movies today, is leftist SJW shit. I read about the horror movie Sinners that is now in the cinema, and it's all about white people bad, black people good, and shit like that.
Okay, yeah, okay. So we're kind of derailing a bit, but yeah, because I've been hearing a lot about Sinners and how it's a great movie, and I don't know much about it. I do not. Ryan Coogler directed it, and that's the same guy that did Black Panther, which wasn't a. It was that Black Panther was a fun movie, but it wasn't a good movie. So I'm like, I have a hard time believing that that guy was able to go from making a terribly overrated movie to making a great movie. I'm not saying it's not, but apparently you know more about it. So what is it? So like, all the white people in the movie are depicted as bad.
Yeah, it plays in the Great Depression era, and it has a good few ideas. The music is good. The black actors are believable, and the time frame is very good. But then there are white vampires and KKK members and shit like that, and it all devolves into white people are bad and
And that's the thing too. I
the
think
usual crap
right,
that they tell white people in America.
right. And so bringing back the KKK, which is all but a dead organization, as a great evil, when it's like in 2025, it ain't the KKK that's burning cities and rioting and racial hatred. Hate to break it to you, but it ain't them. You can kind of go where I'm going with that, but Mango says Sinners is a carbon copy of From Dusk Till Dawn. F that.
Yeah,
I
but
like
in
From Dusk Till Dawn.
SJW version, man, who
So that means there's no Summer High dancing in half naked in this movie.
yeah. The
So
only good things about this movie are the pictures and the music, and the rest is total bullshit goy slob.
yeah. So thanks for the heads up. So now I know to avoid it because I don't need to be lectured. I don't need the tired old racist message. White people bad. It's tiresome.
It's worn out, and Hollywood still hasn't learned that people are not interested in their shitty leftist messages. Nobody
Well,
wants
apparently
this shit.
that movie was number one in the box office for 2 weeks. So that was like, oh, interesting. So it seems to be doing okay financially. So I don't know what that means for the public perception, but people are. I know that once I heard Pedro Pascal say it was good, I'm like, oh, I don't know. Now I'm skeptical
No.
because Pedro Pascal to me is just a moron. So when he says something is really good, I'm like, X to doubt. I mean.
Yeah, he's a more retarded version of Mark Ruffalo, and Mark Ruffalo is retarded.
KS says From Dusk Till Dawn had a better message. Vampires are bad, especially the one that look like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I will never read your comment again, KSS. Ever. Mango says Vampire in Brooklyn. Wait, what are they? Queen of the Damned is better choice for black vampires. LOL. The best black vampire was Blackula, and I mean that
Yes.
Blackula was not just it was a black exploitation horror film, but as a vampire movie, it's actually very top notch. It is actually one of my top 5 favorite vampire movies. So Blackula, any day, all day.
And the story is very good. An African
Yes.
prince who get turned into a vampire by Dracula because Dracula is a fucking racist. was an interesting story.
Yes. Yes, and there wasn't any lectures in that movie. It's just, you can watch it as a white guy. You can watch it, and you can definitely enjoy it. It's a very superior horror film for its time.
A lot of black exploitation movies back then were less racist and uh, politically charged than the shit that they put out now.
Isn't
I
that
still,
amazing? Like,
yeah, I still can enjoy movies with Pam Grier
yeah,
or Isaac Hayes or people like that.
and you know the thing with the black exploitation movies in the '70s is it wasn't white man bad all the time. It was black man just doing his thing and partner with a white man when he can. But it's all about black folks taking responsibility and just being a part of society and doing their thing. It was like, wow, that's these movies are actually pretty. They stand the test of time. They don't lecture you. They're just fun movies. In some cases, they're pretty well made movies.
Yeah, black people in cinema doesn't have to
Right.
be those stereotypes. The
Right.
80s were top notch with black actors, especially in action movies, like guys like Carl Weathers or Steve
Yes.
Jackson in the Cannon movies, alongside Michael Dudikoff. Um, Fred Williamson, we talked about Fred Williamson in the past.
Yes.
Top notch black actors, badass characters, role models, and nothing with racially charged bullshit.
Correct. I can stand behind that. KS says Elasmat is going to nominate Tales from the Hood for next week's movie. I say we go with the original Candyman or Creatures from Black Lagoon. So I want to stick to like more of the classical movies, like prior to the '80s. I love Candyman. Candyman was a great movie, great horror movie. Tales from the Hood wasn't bad either. I mean, there was some lecturing in that movie, but not obnoxiously, so I can tolerate it. But it wasn't a bad because people. I remember when what movie was it that came out? What was it? What was the movie that came out? I think it was in the late '90s. I don't remember, but they were talking about like the first black horror movie. I forgot which movie they did that with. I don't know if it was Get Out or another movie, but they were like, "Oh, this is the first." Yeah, it was Get Out. It was Get Out. Jordan Peele's Get Out. They're like, "Oh, look, the first real black horror movie." And I'm like, no, there was Blackula, there was Tales from the Hood, Bones with Snoop
Hey,
Dogg was another horror movie with a black
hey,
cast.
George A. Romero put a lot of black guys in the main in the lead roles for his movies. In Night of the
Yeah,
Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Ken Foree in Dawn of the Dead.
yeah, exactly. So that was like a double. And Death by Temptation from Trauma was another black horror film from the '90s. So they try to brainwash people to think that we have a big race problem, and these movies are such milestones in race relations and filmmaking. Like, no, they're not. They're not. It's been done before, and it's been done better without the obnoxious brainwashing. So
Yeah,
very
a
clearly,
lot of those buddy cop movies worked because it was a black guy and a white guy. Look at 48 Hours, Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy, perfect duo, and it worked because they took shots at each other, racially charged jokes at each other. It was awesome. Nobody gave a fuck about the shit that they give a fuck about today. They just let them say what they wanted to say, and those movies hold up pretty good.
yeah. And I know we deviated a bit, but going back to the horror aspect of the streams, it's a lot. What you're gonna find when we review these movies is a lot of it is, as you stated before, Helmet. They're a product of their times, and what made these movies great are probably what's going to be missing when they get remade in our day and age. For example, the banter between the lead hero and the female scientist, like that would not be done in today's time because of the Bechdel test. Are you familiar with the Bechdel test?
Yeah, it's how
Yeah,
many women are in the movie, how many women have talking roles in the movie, shit like that.
and how many women do not talk about men in the movie? So, like, if they have scenes where the women are together, they don't talk about men.
Mm.
It's all social engineering, and this movie would not pass muster because of that. as it is. So, among other things, and most assuredly, the lead would be a female, and the little girl probably a prop to enhance the female mother daughter thing, which was already done in Aliens, but they'll try it with a remake of this movie. And the male characters will be relegated to the back; they'll be treated like morons, and all this stuff, and it just would not work. It would just be a social engineering using giant ants as a prop. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe it could fall into the hands of people that actually care about the product, that care about the IP, and will actually make a good modernized version of them. But I'm not holding my breath because I don't see it happening. The strength of them is not even the giant monsters. It's not the ants are good and the scenes with them are spectacular, but the human actors and the characters are well written and they move the plot along very nicely. And the scenes of them convening committees with the military and government officials, those are very suspenseful and they're very dramatic and they help move the plot along very nicely. I don't think they would do that well in this modern climate because everything is so politically charged right now, and it would just divide people. It would just push people away from watching the movie.
You will have to wait till the zeitgeist really has shifted in our favor back, and then it is possible that Hollywood will make good movies again, especially good horror movies. There are some good horror movies out there in today's climate, like Terrifier, but that's because the director doesn't care about left-leaning people and right-leaning people. That's what he said in the public, and just made the movie, and it came out good for people who like gore and splatter movies.
Oh yeah, Terrifier was very gory. It's a pretty gory movie. There's really no plot in that movie. It's just a dude in a clown makeup, and he's not even in a clown makeup. He's just in a getup because they reveal later on that he is like some kind of like demon, whatever. But he's just stalking these two girls, and that's all the movie is. This guy in a clown getup chasing these girls and hunting them down, and it's very gory. So be warned. But yeah, if you're looking for a horror movie that doesn't have any kind of political messaging, it's just there to entertain and shock you, and Terrifier definitely will do that.
Yeah, maybe those Terrifier movies are the start of something new, and are a chance to do something new. Not only in the splatter movie niche, but also in the general horror movies niche.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because I don't know if any modern horror movies really, and you mentioned Terrifier, but outside of that, I can't think of any that I can say are like truly fun and even socially relevant horror movies. So
Yeah, remember with all those splatter sequences aside, Terrifier is a pretty lighthearted movie because it doesn't take itself serious, and it's just about the fun, as
that is true.
bizarre as it sounds.
Yeah, it was definitely very escapist, to put it. And what's funny is that, and Billy says that Terrifier is kind of lame. What's funny is that the director, I don't know if you know this, homie, but the director later on kind of apologized for the movie, saying he felt it was kind of mean spirited and he wanted it to be more story driven.
Yep. I remember that he put out a statement that he doesn't care which political leanings his actors have, and
Right,
the people who work on the movie. He just wants the people to have fun and to enjoy doing the movie, and the people to enjoy watching the movie. And that was a pretty good statement, in my honest
Yeah,
opinion.
and he got in trouble for saying that too. I think either way he got in trouble for saying that. Which is stupid because he's absolutely right. It's like they should keep their politics to themselves. They're there to entertain people. Nobody cares about your politics. Just entertain me.
I mean, you can do slight political stuff.
Themes, yes. Like political themes, like political or stories that are politically driven, yes. Yes, I mean those are. I mean, there's a lot of great stories that do that. I guess there's a difference between politically driven and propaganda.
Yeah, there's a fine line that you
Yeah,
shouldn't cross in doing movies. It's
right.
being a lecturing asshole, or do your stuff and put some message in it, but make it make sense and don't be preachy.
Yeah, that's what it is. Don't be preachy, and definitely don't go into the social engineering.
Yeah.
That's what you need. Cass says, funny thing about the Bechdel test. I read an interview with Bechdel, and she said it wasn't meant to be taken seriously. Yeah, so it was a comic strip that she was a lesbian, and she did a comic strip about that, and she didn't know, or she didn't realize that Hollywood would take it and say, "Oh, this is a thing. Let's make it into an actual social engineering test for our movies." Yeah, she said that, or she said half of her own shit wouldn't even pass. Yeah, yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Like if you have a chance, go look up the Bechtel. For those of you that haven't, go look it up. Look up the Bechtel comic strip and read up on the Bechtel test, and it's amazing. They took this one strip that was just meant to be comedic, and they made it into a litmus test for storytelling in Hollywood. It's amazing. And for those that wonder which films in particular have done the Bechdel test, well, Kathleen Kennedy Star Wars films is a good example of that. And like I said, you could tell with how the characters, the females are portrayed, and it's yeah, it's part of why a lot of these movies are terrible. So
Yeah, because it's unnatural. It doesn't make sense in a space opera to talk about inequality between women and men and shit like that.
yeah,
Nobody wants to know about that. It's the whole escapism premise of cinema is gone
right.
with this mindset. You
Yeah, I can't go to a movie and enjoy it without being lectured or being told that as a man I need to know my plays. Like fuck out of here with that. You know, like if you want my money, you better not tell me that I need to be ashamed of what I am as a man. That is not gonna work. I will bootleg your shit till infinity. You know, I will pirate your shit. Um, I will not pay a dime for any of that Bechdel crap.
No, and that's why also cinemas are closing and nobody goes to movies anymore, because
Yeah,
every sane person is now waiting till it comes to the market on DVD and Blu-ray and to look into the reviews. Is it a woke movie? Is it not a woke movie? Is the movie
right.
good? Is it bad? And then you decide to buy the movie and watch it. That's what I do. It is years. I was the last time I was in the cinema was I think the last John Wick movie, I guess. And that's how long was that ago?
The last one, ooh, I think
John Wick 4?
John Voight was 2022, I think 2023.
2023. Okay, so it's 2 years. 2 years ago, I was the last time in the cinema, and that's only because of Keanu Reeves and John Wick.
Yeah,
Because other movies I don't give a fuck about. And with horror movies, especially, that there are not good horror movies out there.
no, they're not. They're not. And I just go back to the classics. I just sit down and watch the classics. And by classic, I mean anything before like the 2000s. And I even go like to international places like England, Spain, or Hong Kong, because Hong Kong has made some good horror movies too. One of my favorite horror movies from Hong Kong is Sammo Hung's Encounters of the Spooky Kind, which is a great horror kung fu movie and some comedy too.
I like those Chinese ghost story movies.
Those are well made too. Yeah,
Yeah, pretty good with Chinese mythology and horror and a little bit of comedy. It's pretty good. I can recommend those movies. I think they are three parts. don't know exactly, but I can recommend those movies. If you haven't
Yeah.
seen it, look out for them. They are pretty good.
Mhm.
And it's a good thing what you told. Just look at the backlog of movies. Look at international foreign movies, or maybe genres you haven't discovered yet.
Let me address this guy. This is why you're banned, guy in the gym. You're banned because you hate the Orientals. Let me correct you here. No, Japanese horror is like the yokai movies, the vampire movies from the 60s and 70s. Yeah, those exist. But we're talking about the 80s, 70s and 80s Chinese films from Hong Kong, the Ganzi movies. Helmet mentioned the Chinese Ghost Story, some of the Sawa Hung films. Yeah, so there was a big subset of Chinese horror films from Hong Kong during the 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, maybe 80s and 90s when it was coming out in droves. One movie in particular was called The 1,000-Year-Old Cat, which is a sci-fi horror film that's kind of like in the vein of John Carpenter's The Thing with Philip Kwok, the guy from one of the Venom from Five Deadly Venoms was in it. That's a whole other conversation for another day. But no, they had a good slew of horror movies coming out of Hong Kong, better than what we have today, and they were not infected with the leftist propagandish brainwashing that Hollywood adopted.
And they had good ideas back then, and they tried something new. For example, Tetsuo the Body Hammer. As bizarre as this movie is, if you like body horror, H.R. Giger's art packed in a Japanese horror movie, watch that.
So, Guy Dream says he's never heard of Chinese horror movies. Oh yeah, there's quite a few of them. There's definitely quite a few. I don't know if he's being facetious or not, but there's definitely quite a few of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and the
cat.
good thing is it's mythology based lots of times.
Yeah. From Hong Kong back in there, watched it. Interesting. No, they're from Hong Kong, not China. This is before they were made in Hong Kong before China took over ownership of Hong Kong. So these are not like. This is amazing. The 70s, the 80s and 90s there was an influx of movies from Hong Kong that were coming into the underground in the United States, where Jackie Chan became popular, Sammo Hung, Yum Bia became popular, and then in the 90s Jet Li became popular, and then people started discovering John Woo. Before John Woo became a director in Hollywood, he was doing his movies in Hong Kong. Like some of his most favorite movies were from Chow Yun Fat, like A Better Tomorrow, Hard to Kill. No, Hard to Kill was Hard to Kill was that no, Hard Boiled. I'm sorry, Hard to Kill was Steven Seagal. Hard Boiled was John Woo with Chow Yun Fat. There was also
a better Tomorrow, yes.
Better Tomorrow, The Killer. Yeah, he was making these movies before he went to Hollywood, and he did that's when he did Broken Arrow and Face Off. Face Off was his best Hollywood film, and I would argue one of his best movies, period. So, but yeah, the Hong Kong did have a lot of good horror movies, and maybe next week we should do a Hong Kong horror movie. What do you think?
I'm open for everything. We can talk about everything, Lesmet. Tell me what you like.
So JC says some category of gore movies could be considered horror. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. Yeah, I'm thinking like Men Behind the Sun. You ever seen Men Behind the Sun?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, that's an honest answer. Yeah, Men Behind the Sun is a documentary horror movie about the Unit 743 in Japan. It was in Russia, right? And it was a Japanese team that was it Russia? Or was it in China? It was in China, right? Where they did the experiments.
Yeah, they did those experiments on Chinese people. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It was it was one of those parts of Japanese history that the Japanese don't like talking about, but it was a real stain in their culture. So, but yeah, I think I want to do a Hong Kong horror movie next week.
Would be
And I think the movie,
interesting.
as a matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me look for a trailer right now. Okay, yeah, it was Unit 732. Yes, Unit 732. Psychological torture. They did a lot of horrible experiments on the Chinese back then, and the movie Men Behind the Sun did they kind of documented all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and look up. I'm gonna look up a trailer for Encounters with Spooky Town. Let's see. Let me see. Let's see. And maybe we'll do that as a either that. Okay, we could do that, or let's do that one first before we do that because I want to encounter the spooky kind. Because at some point I do want to do Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires, which was the first horror kung fu mashup. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's do this. Here we go. Okay, so this is a Sammo Hung Encounters of the Spooky Kind, 1980. Oh, hold on. Let me make sure I got the correct screen. Let me just enlarge the screen a little bit. Okay. So this is no, this isn't gonna work. There we go. Okay. Theater mode. I'll keep it this way, just here we go. Default. There. Okay. Here we go. Okay, cool. This is the older trailer. This is awesome. Okay, so this is Bojan Films, which is Sammo Hung's film production. Oh wait, this is the sequel. Hold on. Okay, that's the sequel. So let me not show that because that was the sequel. I don't want to jump too far ahead. So let me share this back here. Yeah, I don't know why they call this one the first one. That's actually the second one, not the first one. Let me see. How about this one? Okay, this is from Eureka. Trailer from Eureka. I don't want to borrow their trailer. Oh, here we go. Okay, this one, right? Let me see. Okay, I think this is a. Okay, I want a really good trailer. Let's see. Hong Kong one. Yeah, okay, the original. Is this it? Let me see. Yeah, this might be it. Let me see. Okay, yeah, this is it. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is Encounters of the Spooky Kind with Sammo Hung. Let me just this is the dub version. This is great. I just show it, but yeah, there is some comedy in this movie, some slapstick. Sammo Hung was a very prolific entertainer. For a guy who was round, he was very athletic. Yeah, this is the dub version. Okay, hold on. Okay, so they're saying stop motion. So okay, fine.
Ja, Internet
Stop
ist so
motion.
schlecht.
Okay, I see it. Yes, I got it. Okay. That's good because that means I won't get copyright struck because it's transformative. F you, Gynism. F you. Okay, you got the point. Okay, so we need to come to a conclusion now on it. So let me do a poll in the chat. I'll leave it up to the chat. Okay. Let me go back to my. Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, and put Chinese Ghost Story into it. It's in the same vein.
Chinese Ghost Story. So that'll be the first one here. Well, let me just get out of the full view here. Here we go. as we come to a close. Hold on. Okay.
And Chinese Ghost Story is a Hong Kong movie, by the way. It's, I guess, from 1987. Yeah.
Encounters of the Spooky Kind. Chinese Ghost Story. Okay, well, so we'll do Encounters of the Spooky Kind and Chinese Ghost Story. So we'll do those two. So here's the poll. All right, let's see what next week's movie is going to be based on that poll. Mango's put trailer 480. Okay, let's see. Let me try that. It's on 360. Kansas says someone super chat Elizabeth so he can get rid of his horseshit internet of the pores. Yeah, see, you get it, Kansas. You get it. You get it.
Your internet is possessed by Ray Harryhausen because it's stop motion, Elizabeth.
Great. We will learn Cantonese next week. Well, we should do a watch. Okay, I didn't do today's watch party because a lot of people saw them, so there was not much of a call for watch party. But if you join my Safe Space Discord, we can do a watch party for these movies, and I can schedule for a good, reasonable time during the week. So let's see if anybody even votes on this. I should go back to them because it was about this movie. There we go. Okay. So 11 votes. Chinese Ghost Story is in the lead. And by the way, Chinese Ghost Story is a quintessential 80s horror comedy movie, so with some kung fu in it.
It's
Kansas
very
says,
cool.
I picked Chinese Ghost Story because Encounter Spooky Kind sounds like a black exploitation horror movie. No, that was the movie we just watched. That was a trailer we just watched. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Encounters of Spooky Kind. But and at some point we are going to go over it, I think. But we'll see what the chat says for next week.
We should also don't forget about our good friend Manho, who wants us to talk about La Chiesa in the future.
He wants us to talk about what?
La Chiesa, the church.
Oh, yes, La Chiesa, yes. Yeah. We at some point we definitely will.
Weren't you a big fan of Michele Soavi Lesmet?
Yeah. I enjoyed the church.
Didn't you watch The Sect too?
I don't remember I didn't get to see The Sect. I did watch Cemetery Man, or Della Morte Della More, as it's known in other parts of the world. I had Della Morte Della More on Blu-ray.
Yeah, that's a bizarre movie.
It was based off a graphic novel. You ever heard of what was it? What was that movie? That book? It was based off of loosely based off a graphic novel of let me see, what was the name of that book? And that graphic novel was remade into an American movie. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. Della Morte Della More. Here we go. Cemetery Man. It was based off of where is it? The name of the graphic novel. I have to go down to production. Dylan Dog. Okay, so Cemetery Man, aka Della Morte Della More, was based off of Dylan Dog. It's an Italian horror comic.
Oh, Dylan Dog.
And then
yes.
that got remade. Yes, and it was it loosely inspired Cemetery Man, and then that Dylan Dog then got remade into an actual movie of that name.
That's a pretty far-fetched Dylan Dog movie, because Dylan Dog is about a character who couldn't die, but that's not the premise of Della Morte Della More.
Yeah, it's weird, but yeah, apparently it was loosely based off of the comics.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that's a conversation for another day. But so according to the chat, it looks like Chinese Ghost Story. It's only got 11 votes. I got 21 people watching and only 11 people voted. Okay, we got 14 votes. So we can get a few more votes in. 15 votes. Okay, we got 15 votes. 20 with 21 still watching. Now we got 22 watching. We got 15 votes. If you haven't voted, vote for next week's movie. It's going to be a horror kung fu Hong Kong night next week. But it looks like Chinese Ghost Story is going to win this one.
Nice. I really like all three of those movies. Pretty good.
Yeah. Lady Shut Up says she loved Dylan Dog. I think she watched Cemetery Man with me. I'm not sure. I think she did. And I have not seen the American film adaptation of Dylan Dog, but it is a popular comic overseas, so it was popular enough for there to be an American adaptation of it. But yes, Cass, I finished it. As you can tell by the sound of my voice, I finished it. Wait, a flip book? A flip book? What are you talking about? You mean my comic? My graphic novel? It's not a flip book. It's not a flip book at all. It's a graphic novel. It's 149 pages.
I think you should show your glorious book again.
Yes, and I'm going to highlight the comment by Kay. It says about Dylan Dog being a fun comic. The American movie sucked. Thanks, Brandon Roof. Yes, so I probably should read the comic before I ever even watch the movie Dylan Dog. But I'm going to show you guys again. This is the proof copy of Beast Citizen Road Warrior Drake. Let me just make sure, as I look at my tab on YouTube on the computer side, that it's not pixelated. So far, it looks like it's not. So I am holding a copy of my graphic novel. Oh, it is pixelated. Yep. Let me fix something here. Let me go ahead and use the other camera. Try this one. Let me see if this one works. So there it is. This is the graphic novel for Beast Citizen Road Warrior Drake. What? What are they saying? What are they saying? What the hell are they saying?
Man
Lord. Damn Fear is also a good comic.
No, they talk about the lovely quality of your camera.
And the flip book because your internet retard.
Oh god. Guys, send super chats so that Lasmet can afford a new camera that doesn't look like the early 90s internet. Are you crying now, Lasmet?
I don't give a fuck. This is my book. Beast Citizen Road Warrior, 149 pages. It's a beautiful graphic novel. You'll have fun with it. Copies are coming next week. It's going to be sent. I don't give a crap about what you guys think about my camera. I love it. It's part of me. You can't change who I am. Nerve of these people, Helmut. The nerve of these people. They have no shame.
Yeah, I mean, if they want a better quality, they have to send super chats.
Pay me.
Send some super chats with funny stuff about Elasmet's head shape or that he looks like a duck.
All right, I'm ending my life. So, you have any last words?
It was a pleasure as always, my friend.
I wish I could say the same, but the people in the chat have been horrible to me. They've been rude to me. They've been vicious to me. It's all crap. It's all boring. It's all nonsense. It's all trash. And I hate the fact that you guys do this to me. I bring you entertainment and you bring me pain, sorrow, awfulness. I don't care. I'm done. Goodbye. And see you guys next week for Chinese Ghost Story. Take care.